Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the middle of November. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Now, do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. And as always, all of the decks that I use in my video are linked in the description below this video. All right. Make sure we're all set up here and in view. Let me go ahead and take a few of these cards, and then we'll also make sure that we're all set up here. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me for right now. Energy on the bottom. You have the Seven of Wands. Some of you could definitely be dealing with some workplace competition here recently as you get the Seven of Wands. It is the biggest thing that I see when you get the Seven of Wands card, because the Seven of Wands can just indicate competition around you generally in life. The thing is that Wands does connect to the areas of work, career, enterprise. And also with that, you can see just in the illustration, the 6 wands, which are 6 people coming after this person. This guy here needs to really stand their ground and stick up for what they believe in life. And so for some of you here, you may be, there's definitely, okay. So some of you here definitely are dealing with a colleague situation or something at the organizational level at work, specifically if you do work for like a big company or some of you might work for a big company. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. You're dealing with like a colleague. There's something here that feels off. Okay. There's something here that absolutely feels off in your career. And I do think that you kind of recently, you've been thinking, or you've been kind of recognizing here recently that there's some new energy kind of coming in. Like you feel like there needs to be something new. You feel like you need to shake some things up in your career life. And I don't mean like start drama. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. In fact, I'm saying like some of you might feel like you need to explore some other avenues in your career life, or you've been feeling like you need something new here. So let's dive into it even more. So in the overall in the current situation rather, you have the moon. So the moon does suggest that there's maybe something that's just a little off. There might be something that's not as it appears. There might be something that you feel like you're in the dark around, or you can kind of think like the murky water is the idea of the moon, okay? It can be a card of deception. And, starting this reading off here with the Seven of Wands, indicating competition, and the moon feeling like something's off. With the moon and now the Three of Pentacles in the problem position, this is potentially, for some of you, you might be dealing with some people at work who are like spreading rumors. There might be a rumor mill kind of situation happening at work. The reason being is with the Three of Pentacles in the problem position, Three of Pentacles is your colleagues, okay? It's the people that you work with on a day-to-day, okay? If there are not rumors going on, which I do think that there's some gossip here, okay? Just gonna be totally real with you because of the influence of the Seven of Wands. But if that's not the case, there's something that's not quite right with another person. This is one of these things, and again, I don't mean to scare you here, Aries, like at all. The whole point of my channel, specifically for me, the thing about tarot is that it should be positive, okay? You should really be coming away from these videos feeling better than when you started. And so just keep that in mind. But, I'm gonna just throw this warning out here, which is to say that I would be very careful about the information that you share with people. Okay, in the workplace, I would really stick to trusted colleagues, trusted people that you work with at this time. I think that would be very beneficial for you here. Now, in the past, you have the Ace of Cups. So this is what I'm talking about. So aces in tarot represent anything that is new. It represents a new beginning, okay? Aces in tarot also are gifts or invitations from the universe. And because in the traditional Rider-Waite imagery, you'll see the hand coming out of the cloud offering like a cup in this case. In this case, it's a cup, okay? And this potentially is a gift from the universe for you to connect with something that makes you happier in your career life. I'm also seeing this idea of this eye, right? This kind of all-seeing eye, and you kind of having a vision for a place that you'd like to go in your career. It might not be, I don't think it's been actualized here, but you at least have a vision for where you want to be going. And take a look here. We also have the phases of the moon, right, above the eye here on this Ace of Cups card. Obviously, the moon is the current situation, okay? So I think if you think about the moon moves very quickly. I think once you deal with this, how do I describe it? This feeling of this off feeling, this murky waters situation, as soon as you deal with whatever's going on with this colleague, I think that this vision that you feel guided towards has the ability to happen pretty quickly. Okay, and the reason I say that is because this idea of the moon moving very quickly through the houses, right? Phasing very quickly. And, I do think that you have some runway here, okay, with the Eight of Wands in the future. We'll talk about that more as we go along. But, the runway is being cleared here, okay? But right now, the runway is a little blocked. It's being cleared, but right now the runway is a little blocked, okay? And it's because of whatever's happening here with the moon, the Three of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands, which we started with. But the good news is you've recognized that something's got to change here in your career life. Now, in the future, you have the Five of Cups. So this person is sitting in disappointment, okay? They are disappointed by these three cups that are spilled, when in reality, there are two cups behind them that are overflowing, that are upright. For me, when I get the Five Cups, it suggests no matter how bad things are in life, things will eventually always start to look up. Okay, this is cliche, but the thing about the Five of Cups is truly to look on the bright side. It's not what you want to hear when you're going through a Five of Cups energy, but that is, from my perspective, the truth. Things will eventually always get better, Aries. And so I kind of feel like some of you maybe want to hold on to that as you deal with whatever's happening here in the career life thing. You may just find out news that, you may just quite literally be disappointed by the actions of somebody that you work with here. Okay, and this might have already happened for some of you, but you may just be like, man, why did they do that? I'm so disappointed in this person. I trusted them, so forth and so on. Some of you may be going through something like that here. Now, in the thoughts, so this is what you're aware of, this is what you're conscious of, you have the Nine of Wands. This person here is putting their wand in the ground and they're saying, I'm not giving up. They're about to give up, but the worst thing that they could do is give up, because the 9 is the final card before you reach the 10. The 10 of Wands is the completion of the suit of Wands. Again, Wands connects to career. This person needs to not give up. Okay, Seven of Wands, Nine of Wands are both cards of drawing your line in the sand and saying, this is what I feel, this is what I'm about, and this is what I'm standing for. And I think for some of you here, perseverance is very, very important at this time. I would strongly caution you against giving up. I would not give up at this time, okay? This is not an energy of giving up here. No way. In the subconscious, what you can't see and what is hidden, you do have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is potentially about events happening unexpectedly, but events happening very quickly that you kind of just have to work at the gut instinct level. You have to work on instinct. It's a little bit different. It's not your intuition per se with the Knight of Swords. It's more about your instincts, your animal instincts. I think that there's a little bit of a difference there, but they're pretty close, right? Instinct, intuition, pretty close. But this is the idea that there are some things in life that we just can't prepare for. And, you just have to trust yourself to be able to handle those things when they come in. Handle those things when they come in, is what I feel like saying to you here. The Knight of Swords might also suggest that you should strike while the iron is hot and really kind of take advantage of opportunities, take advantage of situations when they present themselves. And I do think that that's another message here for you at this time. And we'll see what else comes forward for you. Now, in the staff, this is the direction that you are headed. In your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands, this would suggest to me that you will have a successful outcome here, okay? Okay, look, so this staff looks very positive. The staff here, which again, to reiterate, is the direction that you are headed in life. You're wading through the water right now. You're treading through murky waters here. You know that there's been a push here for something new. Okay, this has been percolating. This has been brewing for some time here with the the Ace of Cups. To get the Six of Wands in your current influence, you're working through the competition. If you see, okay, so take a look at this, right? This person is taking a victory lap. All of these people here are cheering them on. And if you see here, there's this shadowy figure in the past, or in the background here. This person is the Seven of Swords. This person right here is the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Seven of Swords is a card of deception. We have the moon here indicating a deception, but not only that. The reason the Seven of Wands comes after the Six of Wands, which you have, is because oftentimes when we are successful, people want what we have. It's part of the human condition, especially people who are bored or who are in situations where they don't enjoy what they do. And to me here, to me this suggests that you are doing well in whatever it is that this is about, which I think is for many people work. And you're just kind of dealing with maybe a toxic colleague because they're not and you are. To be totally real, this is what I feel. In the external influence, you have the Hermit, which is this is Virgo energy. The Hermit is about you finding your guiding light or finding your guiding star in life. As you see, this person has taken a long time to light this lantern, and for them, they realize that the answer to lighting this lantern was not found in a book. It was found from within or within the universe here, as you see the cosmos around them. This person's read all the books. Look, they're wise. They're full of wisdom, right? You can see the gray beard, the walking stick. They've read all the books there are to read. Now it's about finding the knowledge that comes from within the universe. And that's how they light their lantern. In the hopes and fears, you have the Eight of Wands. So I said the runway is clearing. Well, here's the runway clearing. Remember, I said right now the runway is a little crowded, okay? But the runway is clearing here with the Eight of Wands. This is a breakthrough card, okay? This is a push to do something. This is a push. This is the clouds clearing in the background, making way for something new, or in this case, the runway clearing. You're getting ready for takeoff. Okay, you're getting ready for takeoff. This is a very positive card. This can indicate that there's good news on the way. And I just feel like some of you are maybe a little bit concerned because this is in the hopes and fears. Some of you are a little bit concerned that this is going to stay forever, but it's not. Okay, remember the moon phases out very quickly. The moon phases out very quickly. This is the most important card here in this case, the moon card, because it's been the kind of important card in this reading. It phases out quickly. Okay, so the runway will clear. You'll be taking off soon is what I feel like saying. In the outcome, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Just here's what I'll say, Aries. Just make sure that you are handling a situation the way that you would want somebody to handle a situation. You would want somebody to handle a situation. In other words, that's maybe not the best way of saying it. Let me say it this way. Make sure that you are talking to somebody the way that you would want somebody to talk to you. In other words, be mature. Okay? That's what the Queen of Pentacles is. The Queen of Pentacles makes practical choices. They take practical steps. One of the definitions of the Queen of Pentacles is they have respect within their social circle or within their social unit. And this is the Queen of Pentacles' ability to practically handle and solve problems and do them in a mature way. Do that in a mature way. So talk to people the way that you would want to be talked to. I know that's like cliche. I know like your mom or your dad probably said that to you when you were young, but that's what's coming forward here, to be honest. And so, yeah. Again, I do think you have a real ability to solve a conflict here. I do think somebody's probably going to disappoint you, but you'll handle it in a mature way. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at these 3 cards. Just when you least expect it here, Aries. So you have the 10 of Cups, the Lovers, and the Tower. The Tower is a surprise. It's an upheaval. It is actually a blessing in disguise. In the tarot, it exposes a false belief. Nobody wants to live within false beliefs. Nobody wants to live in a house of cards. The Tower collapses the house of cards so that the runway clears, so that you can take off. You have the 10 of Cups and the Lovers. So the thing is, just when you least expect it, again, this can just be a happy surprise as well. It can just be literally anything that is surprising to you. It doesn't always have to be doom and gloom. But with the 10 of Cups and the Lovers, the 10 of Cups would be something that is extremely happy in life, and the Lovers would be potentially a relationship, but also an important choice that you have to make. The way that you handle a situation, specifically a conflict, is very important here with the Queen of Pentacles and the outcome. I'm just going to throw that out to you. You have Distant Horizons, Pathway, Coffin, and Thief. So there are good times ahead for you when you have Distant Horizons, and especially with the Pathway. This would suggest that the changes here could quite literally be like 6 to 12 months in the future, okay? So that doesn't mean that this reading is irrelevant. It doesn't mean that nothing's happening right now for you. What's happening is this will have a long-term ripple effect for you, okay? There is somebody here that is simply toxic, and it's time for you to end this situation with this person with the Coffin card. I do think that this is a colleague for the vast majority of people that are here. I don't predict death and dying in my reading, so the Coffin card is simply an ending, and it's around something that's toxic for you here. And I think it's around somebody who's toxic, but the way that you handle it's very important. And this Ace here, it will take some time to unfold with the Pathway and Distant Horizons energy, but the rewards are massive, okay? They're very good for you. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.